This screencast is brought to you by MyIELTS.org. In this screencast, I'll discuss the IELTS interview. The IELTS interview, which is approximately 12 to 14 minutes, is divided into 3 parts. In part 1, the candidate is asked up to 9 questions concerning his or her personal identification or other small talk type questions. In task 2, which is 3 to 4 minutes in length, the candidate will need to discuss a topic of the examiner's choice for up to 2 minutes. The candidate will have 1 minute to prepare for the talk. In part 3, the examiner will ask the candidate several questions in an open-ended dialogue on the topics related to task 2. In IELTS, the examiner will assess the IELTS interview according to 4 areas. The first being fluency and coherence. This refers to the pace of the speech and how much hesitation there is. Next is lexical resource, which is the accuracy of the vocabulary as well as a range of vocabulary. The candidate is also marked on grammatical range and accuracy, which includes the length and complexity of sentences, as well as their accuracy. Also, the candidate is marked on pronunciation. It is important that you prepare and relax for the IELTS interview. Be willing to talk and be positive. You are marked on the length of your answers. Remember how you're being marked so that you demonstrate your best grammar and vocabulary. Treat every question in the interview as an opportunity to demonstrate your best English skills. When you don't understand a word in a question, do not ask the assessor what a particular word means. You may, however, ask for the question to be repeated. Whenever possible, extend your answers. During part 1, you can think of the interview as if you're having coffee with a friend. But in parts 2 and 3, treat that part of the interview like a job interview. Make sure you provide lots of examples and stories. If you're not familiar with the topic or you don't have any stories to share, you may lie if you have to. In part 1, you'll be asked fairly simple questions. For example, do you work or are you a student? Or let's talk about your home or your hometown. You may also be asked about some general interest topics such as dance, music, sports. In part 2, you'll be given a topic of the examiner's choice. You'll have 1 minute to prepare for the exam and up to 2 minutes to talk. Here is an example of a part 2 question in IELTS. Other possible topics may include some of these. In part 3, the examiner will ask more abstract questions. The questions may be philosophical in nature. The questions asked in part 3 are usually related to the topic of part 2. Here is an example of part 3 questions as they relate to part 2. It is important to talk at length and be creative with your answers. If you'd like more practice on the IELTS, please visit this website, www.myielts.org. Thank you.